Hello and welcome to Tech Deals. Vega 11 integrated graphics versus a dedicated RX 580 graphics card. Battlefield 5, will it play? On the left side of the screen, we have the recorded Conquest multiplayer battle mode with the Vega 11 iGPU. This is a Ryzen 5 2400G with no graphics card added. 50% render resolution, so 1080p, but really internally it's rendering at 540p and low detail. It works, and it's remarkably playable, all things considered, although it's not all that pretty considering the resolution and the detail. On the right-hand side, we have the same computer, the exact same machine. The only difference is we have added an RX 580 8GB card. It is a very nice ASRock card here, and as you can see, 1080p, high detail, 100% scale. It's better looking, and it's faster by a little bit, but not by much. It's also interesting to see how much of the CPU power is used on both sides. We are using effectively all of the CPU, completely using the 4 cores, well into the 4 additional threads, not technically hyper-threading because it's SMT, but a 4-core 8-thread chip is running Battlefield 5 well enough, but it is at its limits. So if this is what you have to work with right now, or this is what fits into your budget, it works for the moment. This is probably the last generation of AAA games where this will work. This video series serves a couple of purposes. First of all, it's a continuation of the Will It Play series of benchmarks that I did about 6 months ago on the Ryzen 5 2400G with the integrated graphics. I did those to show what you could do with an iGPU. The modern Vega integrated graphics are very, very good compared to older integrated graphics or anything Intel makes, quite frankly. And some of these games I'm testing did not exist at the time I did that video series. I've done Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I've now done Battlefield 5, both of which are newer than that series, so it sort of adds to that, so they're being added to the playlist. But as a bonus and as a way of comparison, I've also included the RX 580 to those results so that you can answer the question, is it worth adding an RX 580 to my Ryzen 5 2400G build? And the answer is yes, absolutely it is. The performance is superior, the quality is vastly improved, double the render resolution, much higher detail settings, and great performance. Another benefit that I think might be overlooked by some people is that adding a dedicated card frees up main system RAM. Now, I put 16 gigs of RAM in here, but the original build had 8, and I suspect many people who are building a Ryzen 5 2400G system with just using the integrated graphics are in fact using only 8 gigs of RAM, and the iGPU is using 2 of it, leaving you with only 6, which really isn't enough. And to be fair, I probably should have taken 8 out and done these tests with 8, because with the dedicated graphics card, you're no longer using that VRAM for the game, and thus all of your main system RAM is free for the game itself. Notice on the left-hand side that we are using 7.1 gigs of RAM. I have set aside 2 gigabytes dedicated in the BIOS, leaving only 14 gigs free, so we'd actually be a little bit short of RAM if I didn't actually have 16 here. Something to be aware of. But if you want to play games like Battlefield 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I would hope that you would have 16 gigs of RAM. And considering that the prices have dropped on video cards, then maybe getting yourself an RX 570 or 580 makes a lot of sense. Side note, when I did this build originally, the RX 580s were like $400. The cryptocurrency craze was still going strong. These cards were expensive. On the date of recording this video, you can currently buy an RX 580 8GB card off of Newegg for $179. And it comes with 2 free games, your choice out of a selection of 3. So that promotion will be ending soon, but the cost of these cards these days has come way down from 6 months ago. So if you built one of these waiting for graphics card prices to drop, deal. They've dropped. Go get yourself an RX 580, put it in your system. And if you need a CPU upgrade in the future, remember that Ryzen 3rd Gen and 4th Gen, the 3000 and 4000 series chips, should install on your Ryzen 5 2400G system without having to replace the motherboard, so you have an upgrade path there as well. Taking a look at the benchmark chart, it's remarkable how close the frame rates really are. 73 frames per second average on the iGPU versus 75 on the dedicated card. But the difference is scale. 50% to 100% and low detail to high detail. 44 to 47 on the 1% lows. Remarkably playable. It wasn't the smoothest experience in the world on either one because the CPU is in fact a limit, but it was very playable, and if this is what you've got, you can certainly use this for a while until the next generation of games come around. Like this video if you like it, share it with your friends if you loved it. Remember to subscribe to my channel with the big huge red button directly below. Questions, comments, thoughts, feedback, suggestions in the comment section. Hit the bell notification icon to be notified. Check the links in the video description. Links to the full playlist on this computer build, links to all of the Will It Plays, links to all the benchmarks, links to my social media, links to lots of stuff is down there. Please check that out down below. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.